All right, welcome to the show. Whoa. How the hell did we get here? Why are you here? Why are you looking at me? Oh my God. So we're going to talk about Robinhood and ChatGPT. Can these two forces be a combo for good, or is it just fancy gambling? That's the question. Now, look, there are different ways that you can use AI to figure out what stocks are good. In fact, you don't even have to use anything that fancy. Having an individual brokerage account and having ChatGPT could be all you need to be a swing trading genius or just a better investor. We live in an age where you don't even have to sift through balance sheets. You can have ChatGPT sift through those balance sheets. It's quite a time saver, if you ask me. So instead of figuring out what real estate is good, because you know how like most people will find real estate, they'll flip houses, they'll do all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you don't really need to do any of that, right? Do you? That's the question. Ooh, okay. It's a little windy at the moment, so I will say the power may go out. Which kind of sucks if that is the case. I'm not, unknown person, I am not. I repeat, I am not a financial advisor. That's one thing I will say. All right, hold on. Let me get this up real quick. I gotta convince you guys to subscribe to the channel. No, but overall, and by the way, I got a new cord for the microphone, and I realized that the wireless router that I have was like right next to the computer and right next to the cord. So that was also causing bits of interference. So now there should be less interference with the microphone, and it should be a clearer, better sound overall. So hopefully you guys enjoy the show. We're really trying to branch out a little bit, trying to push out the content as far as we can make it go. But we're at 6,207 subscribers, I believe, at this moment. So I want to thank every single one of you who have subscribed to the channel and who keep this channel alive. Now, we want to go into the creme de la creme here. Is it a good idea to use ChatGPT alongside with Robinhood? I'm okay with the Robinhood brokerage account. I know it's unpopular because of the GameStop incident that had happened back in the day when everybody was pumping it up. But honestly, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves for trying to pump up a very shitty company for no reason. So in a lot of ways, I don't know who is more at fault, Robinhood or the idiots on Reddit trying to pump up GME. I blame the idiots on Reddit, to be honest. I side with the hedge funds. The hedge funds were absolutely right to bet against you guys. You want to know why? Because GameStop is a fundamentally worthless company. And it just it's still crap. Working full-time is a tough one. I mean, it depends on what you're working full-time on. For example, I mean, you know, I'm just trying to get this show at 10,000 subscribers. That's the goal at this point. And am I coping? What are you talking about, Professor Oak? Because I enjoy using ChatGPT to find stocks that I would have overlooked normally. And it's fun to use it to find stocks that the market typically overlooks. The thing is, it's like, you know how you play chess against a computer, right? And the computer tends to obviously win if it's playing on max settings, if the chess engine is programmed just right. Well, having AI sift through most of the internet very quickly and sifting through tons of research, it can come to a few conclusions that a normal human being would not. I would trust an AI more than I would an actual investment manager. I love ChatGPT, by the way. It's incredible, man. No, I'm not coping. I already got into Bitcoin early, by the way, and I bet against it at this point, so I'm not coping. I made a lot of money. I made a lot of money recently betting against Bitcoin, so let's just say I'm very proud of myself. Hopefully the power doesn't go out anytime soon. It just might, by the way. Food Raider says, why do you look like if a boy and a girl had a baby? I don't even know what that means, dude. I mean, I guess it's a compliment. Thank you, my brony brother. Now, I think investing with Robinhood and ChatGPT is honestly a good combo, and you don't even have to use Trade GPT. Now, I will say this: I pay $20 a month for ChatGPT, and it has been one of the best investments I ever made. Look, AI can, if you delegate a lot of stuff to AI, man, dude, you can win a lot. In fact, if anything, I do believe it to be a win-win situation, regardless. Testing. 1, 2, 3. I'm a real person, shockingly. Most people think I might be AI because I look kind of weird. But I'm real. 'Cause I'm real. Damn, not a single like or a single subscribe, man. Hell no. All right, here we go. Boom. We got it. Thank you for the like, and thank you for the subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it big time. We've been getting so many subscribers. It's been wild, actually. I don't know how we're doing it, but we're doing it. We're killing it. Getting tons of people and doing what we can and really doubling down. Driving with Spices, hey, dude. So today we are talking about a little bit more. I'm not going to do any crazy demos or anything like that, but what I'm saying is that you can use ChatGPT and Robinhood and combine forces with those two. I want to kind of go over what this duo is and what it isn't, okay? So I think of Robinhood as like the execution layer, and ChatGPT is the brainstorming research co-pilot, right? So Robinhood allows us to get the stocks we need, and ChatGPT does all the research. It basically takes you out of the equation, which is kind of nice, so you don't have to invest with too much emotion. Now, am I going to tell you guys to do everything that ChatGPT says? No, Talk to a financial advisor and be like, hey, ChatGPT told me this. What do you think? But not a signal service, though. That's the thing. You got to clarify the roles. You got to, you kind of have to figure out the roles, the limits, and responsible use and set the expectations. Just because ChatGPT tells you to buy a penny stock doesn't mean you should go all in on it. Talk to a financial advisor. That's the thing. But I will say that GPT can be one hell of a co-pilot on there. Now, you could do like a little bit of an account setup and a safety checklist. So make sure that you have two-factor authentication on Robinhood. Very important. Make sure that order types are enabled, watch lists are organized, and basic cash versus margin choices. You figure that stuff out. There are guardrails. I think that diversification is a good guardrail. Look, when it comes to combining, because I do use ChatGPT sometimes to look at what the market might be underestimating. Is it right 24/7? No, there are variables. It doesn't know every single thing. It's not a wizard, but it can look over more research than I can in a very short amount of time, by the way. And because of that, it saves me time. It saves me so much time, I'm able to do shows like this, talking about Robinhood and ChatGPT. I would rather do shows talking about this than actually spend time sifting through balance sheets. However, to keep myself sharp, I still like to go through balance sheets. Not a whole bunch of them, but like, for example, if there's a company like a buddy of mine wants me to look into, like my buddy Nathan, he loves Senseonics. And I think Senseonics is not bad at all. I ended up putting some money down into it just for the hell of it. In fact, I wonder how it's doing real quick. And it may not even be doing good. And this is not an endorsement, by the way, of Senseonics. I kind of got into it just because I was like, maybe my buddy might be onto something, And even if he's wrong, I'm not going to I don't put my entire net worth into one single company. I just think that's a bad idea. I don't want to put too much of my net worth into it. I'll buy one more share. I mean, worst case scenario, this company just goes completely bankrupt, and that's the extent of it. And, I'm not putting in my entire... this barely takes up any of my portfolio, too. So if it ends up blossoming, I at least kind of get a good win out of the deal. But yeah, no, I was using ChatGPT earlier just for the hell of it. I was like, what if I use GPT to try to find some penny stocks that maybe, looks like it's on the right path? I was like, because I'm not going to because a lot of those are like a lottery ticket. I don't put a lot of faith into penny stocks. So what I do, which is kind of clever, I feel I pat myself on the back on this one. I'll only buy like $5 or less worth of any penny stocks, just because because ChatGPT it doesn't know the inside and out of the company unless it managed to get a hold of some papers and information about that. But yeah, GPT was able to tell me some really interesting picks. I'm not going to tell you what those picks are because, like I said, I don't endorse anything. I don't want to seem like I'm endorsing anything GPT says. But I can't recommend using GPT entirely for everything. But honestly, it's going to help you find something. I'm not saying you should. Trust me, you don't want to put all your savings into one single thing. Get a little bit of exposure. And here's the thing, I get paid hefty amounts of dividends. So, no, I'm not advising ChatGPT for stock picks. I'm just saying it could be an interesting co-pilot to use. Look, this is not financial advice in any way. I always tell people, talk to a financial advisor. It's always a big thing. Yeah, but here's the thing. I think that using AI to sift through balance sheets and sifting through information on the internet and then compiling it all together and figuring out what is the next best thing, not a bad idea. And plus, for me personally, this is what I do. I'm not recommending anybody do this. I'm just saying for myself personally, I love stacking up. I love stacking up, man. I like seeing what I see. I like seeing what I could get exposed to, and if GPT sees something in some of the penny stocks that it's telling me, I'm fine. I'll put down $5 because I'll get paid back through my dividends and all my other stocks. So basically, my dividends kind of pay for me to play a little bit into the penny stock land. And like I said, they're basically lottery tickets. It's basically gambling. That's the way people should see penny stocks, is gambling. But if you're not putting your entire net worth into it, you're fine. Oh God, Why says, listen, I'm just saying that you specifically have said that. You said it doesn't have all. Yeah, look, it's not going to have all the information it needs about the inner workings of the company. Because it's not like ChatGPT can tap into the brain of all the employees. There's inside information that it's not going to be able to get a hold of, right? So that's a big deal. Ooh. Internet connection seems to be slowing down a little bit. Hold on. We might be having a few latency issues. Ooh. Yeah, so I'm using an Ethernet cable, which it's good, but I think I might have to get a better one. I may have to go to Walmart at some point to get a better Ethernet one. It works to a lot of degrees, but at the same time, it'll, from time to time, F up. But let's go over a few other things. So, you could turn an idea into a checklist. I just want to say none of this is financial advice. This is all educational purposes. But really, it's an experiment more than anything. And it's all for entertainment and just, talk to a financial advisor before you do anything, right? That's the best thing I could say. So you can use ChatGPT to generate a research checklist, which is kind of cool. Like a business model, revenue, drivers, risks, valuation markers, catalysts. You can convert that checklist into a reusable template, and you could even paste into, each new ticker, deep dive, which is kind of cool. Let's see what else we got here. I will say that from prompts to parameters, you can explain to GPT that you could type in explain you're a long-term investor, type in I'm a long-term investor, list bull bear cases, surface 3 comparable ETFs. And these are just examples. You can tell it to summarize, I don't know. Basically, you can have it give you the top 3 stocks it thinks that you should buy, that sort of thing. You can keep it very vague. But it can look through a lot of research to find something that maybe you overlooked. But yeah, even GPT recommends that if you're going to do any of this, you need to, keep your exposure to a minimum. You don't want this to be your entire portfolio, whatever you're getting into. I think it's good to spread out your risk. I really do. I love it. I love it that way. Because if whatever you have goes to zero, it's not the end of the world. Usually something else will increase in value to compensate. Another thing is to build a watch list that you'll actually use. For example, you could structure watch lists by theme, like dividends, growth, growth ETFs, that sort of thing. You can add price alerts, define pre-commit rules, position size caps, max drawdown. So then Robinhood executes your plan, not your impulses, that sort of thing. But honestly, I'm not exposing myself to anything too crazy, and damn. I don't know if you guys can hear that wind, but that's insane, man. Whew. Very windy right now. Holy crap, man. But yeah, so you want to build watch lists, things like that. I think it's a good thing. I mean, I don't really do it myself personally. I just think it's good for most people. Psychologically speaking, I don't like having watch lists. I kind of just own what I own. And I kind of stick to it, but I'm so diversified at the end of the day that I really don't. I sleep soundly at night knowing that it doesn't matter what happens in any markets. I'm diversified across the globe. Another thing is you can kind of go with entry, sizing, and exits before you click. That's another thing. So you can kind of turn GPT's analysis into rules like target buy zones, DCA bands, stop hedge ideas, and even reasons to sell, that sort of thing. Save notes in the Robinhood, ticker, the notes, and of the day. So but yeah, overall, there's a lot of things that have worked and a lot of things that haven't, but I'm very basic when I'm talking to GPT. I don't really have any fancy prompts. I just tell it, hey, find me some very underlooked companies, look up companies that are going to boom, that may 10x potentially or even 5x. Because it is going to try, if you let it know your goal, it's going to try to find you something that could potentially 10x based on all its research. So is it possible that it's all hype and it won't? Yeah, sure. Penny stocks are very unpredictable. You don't really, unless you're an insider in the company, you're not always going to know what direction it's going to go. But GPT can still compile lots of data and give you a leg up and be like, hey, take a chance on this. And sure, I usually do. I'm like, I only just spend like $5. Okay, fuck it. I'll get a share or maybe a couple shares. And if it goes to zero, I'm not going to cry about it because I really don't care that much because I have a very vast portfolio, a very diversified portfolio overall. Give me a moment, you guys. Sorry about that. Okay. I think that might work. I want to thank everybody for subscribing. This is incredible. We're just getting lots of subscribers left and right. A lot more than I ever could have realized. And, people have just been incredible. And everybody's been so supportive. We're at 6,208 subscribers, man. I still can't believe it. I mean, pinch me, baby. Pinch me. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that ChatGPT overall is a great resource when it comes to finding opportunities in the market that may be overlooked? It can look through so many it can also look through analyst papers and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. But yeah, just so many bloody opportunities, man. I love it. I'm going to probably have to go buy another cable. Like another Ethernet cable. The only problem is, because this is the longest one I have. Well, it might be. Hold on. Maybe I have one. I think I might have one that's just as long. Hold on. It's plugged in. But make some cheddar. Making that cheddar. But yeah, overall, there just seems to be huge advantages, using GPT overall. I've been a pretty huge fan of it. I've been a huge proponent of using GPT in a lot of ways. Just saves me time, dude. It allows me more time. It allows me to make money on the markets. It allows me to do this YouTube show, which also I get a little bit, it allows me to expand the YouTube audience. So this has been my main thing. YouTube has been my main thing, and I'm fully dedicated, fully dedicated to the mission, man. I want people to realize that you can be a successful investor and not be a gambler. You can be heavily diversified. You don't have to take crazy risks. Like, that's the point I want to get across to people. You don't have to be a crazy risk taker. You can still get decent rewards. My goal is decent or high rewards, low risk. The goal is not to risk anything. It's better not to risk anyway. And besides, if you can bet against something that's risky like Bitcoin, that's actually probably the least risky thing and the most rewarding that you could do, because I think that at the end of the day, Bitcoin is clickcoin. And I don't trust it. So how's the stream quality, everybody? Is it looking good, or is it kind of looking pretty rough? So I feel like the stream quality might be kind of dying a little bit. Let's see. Stream health, excellent. Stream is healthy. Okay. Well, It's looking good. It's great. We just keep dropping frames, man. I don't get what's happening. Dropping quite a few frames, actually. Damn it. Yeah, I don't have to look like a freak all the time. It is fun, though. It is a very enjoyable experience. I'm starting to wonder if I should up the bit rate. I think the problem is the bit rate right now is not high enough. I look pretty sexy. I know. Oh, there's always been hope for me, G-Dog. It's always been there. I'm so fancy. You already know I'm in the fast lane. From LA to Tokyo, I'm so fancy. And I know that it's me stopping you from falling. I like using frosting, and I know that it's you stopping me from falling, crashing down, losing ground. Till I see you again, and you know the sun will shine, and we will see there's nothing standing in our way. Love will stand. Yeah, here we go. You never break. I never thought this could be me. I think there actually might be an issue with the internet connection here. I say an excellent connection. I think that the problem is... I actually have no idea what the problem could be. I'm going to have to make some adjustments. I can't make those adjustments right now, unfortunately. I can't just change the bit rate. Well, maybe I can. Hold on. Oh. It actually lets me change the bitrate. Okay, let's try 7,000. Will it let me do this? Because if it lets me change it to 7,000, that's actually a leg up here. Come on, 7,000. It's not going to let me apply it? Really? No way to save that? Come on, man. Yeah, it's stuck at 6,000. Damn it. The problem is the quality of everything's so good right now. I have to up the bit rate so it stops doing what it's doing. So we're kind of running into a few troubles on this stream. So I want to apologize to everybody for any problems, any dropped frames. This is going to be a bit of a choppy stream, but sometimes you just can't help these things. Well, sometimes you can't change the bitrate. I was trying to go to 7,000, but 6,000 is going to be the best we got here. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, man. I love swing trading the VT though. It's probably the best thing you could swing trade, in my opinion. It's just my unhumble opinion, man. So, anybody in the chat, do you guys use GPT? Do you in the chat use ChatGPT to figure out any stocks that you want to get into? Because me, I'm not like a day trader, man. I'm a swing trader for sure. I'm very slow and methodical with my swing trades. But yeah, I love swing trading the VT, but I also love swing trading the SBIT as well because it's a way for me to bet against Bitcoin. While basically I own Bitcoin as a hedge. I don't believe in it. I just want to make everybody aware that I don't believe in Bitcoin at all, but I do own it. Because anytime you're betting against something, it is a good thing to at least be an owner of the thing that you're betting against, but not in a high concentrated amount. Because there's nothing really stopping Bitcoin from going up like crazy. So in a lot of ways, the Bitcoin that I own is kind of a collateral if I'm wrong. But even then, I'm still going to trickle buy the SBIT if Bitcoin goes up on crazy bull runs. Because we all know at the end of the day that Bitcoin is not valuable. There is nothing intrinsically valuable about Bitcoin. And that's what we got to keep in mind. Got to play these things intelligently. But yeah, does anybody have any experience like doing these sorts of trades? Because sometimes these trades can be very handy. I'll admit it, man. I've had some good luck doing these types of swing trades and using GPT to kind of at least figure out other companies that may blossom into something beautiful. It's a good thing, in my opinion, at least. I think it's a good thing. But yeah, I think swing trading the with using I don't need to use GPT to swing trade the VT, for example. I mean, it's just kind of you touch and go. You just buy low and you sell high. It's a very simple strategy. I trickle buy, trickle sell into the VT. I buy the dip on the VT and then I sell on the incline when it goes up. So it's a simple process. It's nothing crazy. But yeah, I love buying the Vanguard Total World Index on the dip. It's probably one of my favorite things to do when it comes to the life of swing trading. It's the way I do it, dog. Damn it. Okay, the frames are not dropping as badly. The frames were dropping pretty hard at one point during the stream, so I want to apologize to everybody with the crazy frame droppage, but I think we're in a better position, hopefully. Hoping. Yeah, no new viewers. What the hell? I don't actually have a lawnmower because I don't have a lawn to maintain. I rent my place. But yeah, no, my main focus, though, what's great, I will say, is using GPT to delegate other tasks allows you to focus on the production of other things. So, for example, it gives me a little time to swing trade during the day. Delegating out tasks to AI has been a game changer for me and allowing me to do, like, this show. You know, this show has been amazing. It's been amazing. And, I intend to keep producing at a high level. That's my goal. And really staying the course, I guess you could say. But yeah, no, it's great. Now I now have a better microphone, which is fantastic. But damn, this data rate, I'm looking at the data and it keeps going down. Jesus. It's frustrating. I also think it's the Ethernet cable that I'm using. It just sucks. It's not a good one. It's decent, but I'll have to measure out the length of one that I would need. Probably, 6, 12. I think a 12-foot cable would probably do the trick. But yeah, the one I have, I just don't think that this Ethernet cable that I'm using is high quality enough. It could be the cable. It could just be me. Could just be something that I'm doing wrong on this end. It's possible. It looks like the bit rate's a little bit lower than it should be on the Streamlabs settings. I was thinking I should probably up it to 7,000. I think that'd be a little more reasonable. But it seems like it's lessened, which is good. Yeah, it's saying excellent connection. So I think it's more of an issue on a Streamlabs end more than anything. So it's compensating to the best of its ability. It's doing the best it can. But I do want to thank everybody who subscribed. This is great, man. We're getting lots and lots of subs. Lots and lots of people loving the show, man. I'm digging it. But yeah, you guys, anybody not use ChatGPT? Do you guys use kind of your own due diligence? Do you guys just look at the balance sheets yourself, or do you just instantly diversify with ETFs, which honestly is what I do for the most part? But like I said, on occasion, I like to do a little bit of gambling. I'm not encouraging gambling, though. In fact, I say if you have a gambling problem, don't gamble. Don't gamble. Please avoid that. Always talk to like the gambling hotlines. If you got a problem, talk to a therapist, talk to a health provider. I don't know who you got to talk to, but talk to somebody. Be smart about it. I like to encourage people to be long-term investors more than anything, and that's my thing. Long-term investing. It is. I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of fun using GPT to figure out like what stocks are out there, because you feel like you might have a little bit of a leg up. Now, it's not a guarantee. Obviously, it's never a guarantee that you get a leg up on this, but it kind of gives you some sort of advantage. What kind of advantage at the end of the day? I'm not sure. But, it helps. Well, I noticed the frames are dropping a little less. They're still dropping, but they're not as bad. It's crazy because it's saying that the stream health is great. I think it's just... I mean, look, I do have high quality audio on this. I think the bandwidth is being used a little bit more than it was before. So that's something I've kind of noticed about the stream. But yeah, no, I think Robinhood's a great, easy interface. You don't need complicated interfaces. In fact, a lot of the time, simpler is just better. You know what you want to get. You know what you want to purchase. Using Robinhood to buy and hold, I think, is a good thing. I think it's okay to also trade on it. It's really up to you, though. Because you got to talk to a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. It's for educational and entertainment purposes only. But you got to be smart about it, Don't go overboard. Don't go crazy. Plenty of opportunities out there. You don't have to feel stuck like a step bro, all right? Gonna feel stuck like a step bro. What up, step bros? The frame droppage appears to be very... Well, I take that back. It's not... It seems to be improving a little bit, but not by much. Not by much. I need to clip my nails, all right? I'm gonna clip my nails in front of you guys. How's that sound? You guys ready for that? Are you ready for me to clip my nails in front of you? You only got one person in the chat? One person? Come on, man. Come on. So, I'm Gooning again says use Grok instead of ChatGPT. I don't know, man. I love ChatGPT. I mean, Grok's not bad. Look, I like to use a variety of different AI. I like to use Gemini. I've used Grok a little bit. But I primarily use ChatGPT. One, I pay $20 a month for GPT. It's been my favorite AI to use. And I'm just uber familiar with it. It's been worth it, man. It's worth the money. It is worth the $20 a month because I delegate so many tasks to it. And it's tasks that save me more time to be able to do more shows, to be able to do more things in my day-to-day life. So ChatGPT has absolutely optimized every aspect of this show. And I can't thank my boy Sam Altman enough, man. I think what Sam Altman did to create this is honestly incredible. So I'm a huge fan. So yeah, you guys are probably going to be hearing a little bit of wind in the background, but yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of GPT. I think Grok is pretty good, but GPT has just been one of my faves personally. I can't help myself, and I can't help myself. But yeah, I could tell the stream is trying to push out more, but, you know, it's a little crazier to... It's doing its best to adapt, though. Yeah, I'm going to have to get probably some better Ethernet cables. Like, the one I got, it's long enough. It's all right enough, but... Yeah, I'll probably need a 12-foot cable, the more I look at it. Because I got to make sure it's a good distance, 10 to 12 feet, maybe even 15-foot cable. But it's got to be like a good Ethernet cable. It's got to be like high-level data. You know, it's got to be able to do what it's got to do. It's all about that video bit rate, bro. Because it's all about the video bit rate. Yeah, I got like, so my internet's fiber optic cable internet, so it's pretty good. It does exactly what I needed to do, which is fantastic. But yeah, here's the thing, man. I want to tell you guys this. Getting back onto the subject of Robinhood and ChatGPT. Look, you don't have to be the fastest trader in the world. You don't have to be a day trader. So I think swing trading is just as beautiful because you can make decent profits if you put enough money into a diversified ETF. That's my philosophy, not financial advice. Educational and entertainment purposes only. Keep that straight, all right? But my thing is, I firmly enjoy swing trading the VT. I firmly enjoy swing trading the SBIT. It's just a part of my life and in the way that I do it. And it's a part of a good way to make extra money for me. It works for me, but it may not work for you. You may not have the temperament that I do. You may get a little bit antsy if things don't go your way. And it's an understandable concern, too. Ooh, is the VT dipping? I might have an opportunity, folks. Now, VT could go up. I will say, if it goes on the incline, I'm happy about that because... No, I'm a huge Vanguard Total World Index fan, though. I think it's probably one of the better ones. I don't have the mustard on tonight, Richard. Sorry about that. At least I'll probably do it later tonight, of course, obviously. I'm the mustard man at night. I'm just a regular average Joe. During the day, I just do this show typically, and I've been trying to do like 2 live streams, you know, trying to see what I could do and keep pushing the envelope, really. Having fun with the show, keeping the quality as high as it can be, and quality seems to be taming out a little bit. The wind's been a little bit wild. Watch out for that wind, you guys. Interesting. I have HSAs. I know a little bit about those. They're like health savings accounts. It's kind of cool. They're tax-free. I don't know how much control you have over those, so I'm not an expert in that. I will admit that. So I won't talk about it much, but I'm gooning again. If you have any information that you want to put out in the chat for everybody, you know, please let everybody know about how HSAs work and how much you recommend them and why they're so advantageous, because I really don't know much about them. I don't have a lot of experience, so I don't really want to talk too much on them. I try to speak on my experiences more than I still do research. Obviously, you still want to do research and then talk on your experiences. But yeah, overall, my experience has been, I got my individual brokerage account. That's all I've ever needed. That's basically my retirement account is my individual brokerage. I don't believe in having an IRA. I believe it's important to be actively involved in your portfolio, and that's all she wrote on that. Hold on. I had to clean my belts a little bit. Eating gummy bears, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My Gooner Brony brothers. What is cracking? Let's see. All right, there we go. Feels good though. We're getting a lot of new subscribers. We're at 6,208, but we're getting there. Right at the precipice, man. Right at the precipice, man. I gotta look at YouTube real quick. All right, we're getting more simp scribes every day. I love it. Thank you guys for simping. Everybody is gooning. Why is everybody gooning? So here's the thing, man. For me personally, I really do enjoy using the combination of the two. I think Robinhood and ChatGPT can be like a real powerhouse combo. I mean, obviously, I can't integrate them together, but I can use them separately. So, for example, I use Robinhood on my phone right here, and I use GPT on the web browser. So the whole idea behind using GPT along with Robinhood is I can find opportunities, money-making opportunities, because I got plenty of dough available. I got plenty of money available to essentially do what I want. Oh no, my boy Strongman's doing a video later about the earnings, all the earnings. I'm yearning for the earnings. Kind of a slow day on chat today, though. I like this. Kind of fun. Yeah, so overall, I mean, what we're going to really ultimately talk about is, just anything we can. Damn, dude, this, I got to admit, the frame rate on this is just bad. This is rough. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to up the bit rate on this. I don't plan on making this too much longer. But, I mean, Super Chats will keep it going for a little while longer. If you guys won't. Yeah, stream health has been a little bit hit or miss. We've had a lot of drop frames. There's going to be parts where I'm just dropping off. It sucks. Yeah, I gotta definitely increase the video bit rate on this one if I want to keep it steady and decent. But yeah, I think we're having a lot of viewer drop off. So that's what I get though for not upping the bit rate. That's my bad. Well, I'll tell you what, you guys, I'm going to end this stream. Well, before I end it, let's get a little more education in here real quick. So let's do a quick summary. So overall, ChatGPT can be a great tool, in a lot of ways a great co-pilot to figure out what your next investment could be. Talk to a financial advisor, though, about using ChatGPT. This is what I do personally because it saves me time. But maybe it's not right for you for whatever reason. So talk to a financial advisor before using GPT. None of this is financial advice. It's all for entertainment and educational purposes only. Yeah, I enjoy using... I got to admit, I enjoy using GPT, especially for stock picking, man. That's the best part about it, in my opinion. But anyway,